Over here.
Slide in.
Tiny.
40 seconds.
All right.
Let me start with some more.
What's the deal?
There.
Facebook. It's a good one. Holla at your boy. Holla at your folk. We got some side dogs in the house. Asking George to stand up.
They took all the stuff out.
They took all the stuff out?
Yeah.
I gotta get that damn bag.
Yeah.
Well, we could just hang your shirt.
Now we gotta get the
I
bag.
know.
It's too plain.
Cause I've been checking.
There you go, guy. Right on time.
That's how niggas
How
do.
y'all
That's
do?
how niggas do.
Let me, because this
That's
one
what
right here
niggas
is
do.
always doing 20 things.
That's how niggas
Look
do.
back over here.
I know. He came back to us.
Uh-huh. How you doing, man? Eric.
Hey, we ain't got time for introduction. If you had been here, yeah, we ready. That's yours.
Almost fell out of this chair.
So I ain't gonna have it.
There's one in the
I
middle.
get one in the middle. He's on with you, baby.
Greetings, Atlanta. No, man. Greetings, Atlanta, America, worldwide internet. Thank you for tuning in to WWE 1100 AM. You're on Shop Talking Randomish with King Insane and the lovely Starlight. I am Will Sane.
It's your boy Rick Kang in the building.
And the lovely Starlight.
What's-
Welcome back, Will.
I'm glad to be back.
Hey, boy, y'all, my dog is back in the house.
Let's keep rolling with the intro. Let's keep rolling with the intro.
I can't.
Let's keep rolling. No, man, you can't. I told you this.
Oh,
This ain't me.
Hey, dog. Hey,
Let's keep rolling.
This.
We got a busy show today.
Got a busy.
Busy show.
Yes, we do.
And we only got an hour.
We ain't got but 1 hour.
58 minutes left.
That's your fault.
Let's go.
Had you been here,
Anyway,
you would've had 2 hours by now.
If you want to contact
I love y'all.
I love you too, man. Hey.
all right, seriously though, for
Let's
real.
go. Let's go. Let's
If
go.
y'all want to contact
Hey, y'all,
us,
check this out. This
it's
ain't nothing but-
404-603-8770.
And if you're in your mama basement, you can dial 1-888-926-7562. Tell your mom it's free on us because you called in the barbershop. Barbershop talking random bitch. This ain't nothing but some good old fashioned homeboy, great conversation. And then in this here barbershop, ain't no conversation taboo.
We only have one rule, which is say what you mean what you say. Just don't be mean when you say it.
Hey y'all,
What up, boy?
shop is open.
Let's go with
It
it.
is.
Let's
is.
get it. Let's get it. First of all, it's been some big things going on right here.
I know.
We ain't got to introduce whoever in the house because y'all already know them.
We gotta always
Well,
introduce
we got a
the
new
people.
one. We
I always
got a
gotta
new
introduce the
appointment.
people.
But we'll get to
We always gotta introduce the people we got in the house. Come on, let's go around the room. Come on, we gotta introduce everybody.
Go around.
They've been here more than you.
I noticed.
I mean, so what? I mean, what?
I noticed.
They've been here more than you.
Introduce them to me then.
Oh, wait. Well, hey,
Introduce them to me.
you got to the show.
You know.
Got a fresh t-shirt
I'm the
on.
new guy on the show.
He don't know what to say.
Hey.
He don't know what's going on.
So who we got in the house tonight?
Hey, once again, we got the Shrinks.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Barbershop
And
staples.
who are y'all?
What are your names?
Hey, what is my? This is Eric. Yeah. Y'all gotta forgive me. I'm always running, but I'm one of the shrinks. An APC here in Atlanta. I will say more later.
Said a lot already.
It's
Shirley, Miss Jackson, I know you're gonna just go ahead and say it, so I might as well just say it.
If you nasty.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
Like, great job.
Mhm.
And
Who's over there in the corner?
our newest addition.
Hey yo, my name is Larry. I've been friends with this dude right here for over 20 plus years.
They can't see who you're talking about. Who you been friends with?
This
You're in
my
off.
nigga Kang. You right, we on the radio.
Hey, Side Dog is in the building, baby.
Side Dog's
Side Dog's in
in
the
the
building. And
Yes,
we're going to
sir.
get more to why this Side Dog is here.
Oh, that's the cat we heard about.
So we know about every.
No.
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 Negative.
Negative goes on. He is not the subject of last week's conversation.
Nope. That's another story.
It
Yeah.
would connect though.
Nah, those dots don't.
Hey, no. No.
So, yeah,
Okay,
this week,
go ahead.
go ahead and talk about.
Because I've been in the woods for like a month. So I'm trying to find out what's been going on. You tell me.
A lot of ish been
What's
going
the ish?
on, boy.
Come on, tell me the ish.
The
What-
biggest
what's
thing,
going
and
Let's go.
and we're gonna wait till next week to
Okay.
jump on to this to the ish that I'm glad that I have not touched because you hadn't been here,
Okay, what's that?
and that's the NFL.
Okay.
The NFL with this whole kneel down rule. We're
Okay.
gonna jump on that next week, and hopefully, yeah, we gonna get into it
Yeah.
because we gotta touch that, and I know you probably on that
I
whole
got-
other side. I know.
Yeah, I got a feeling about that.
Yeah,
man.
I'm sure you do.
got a
I'm
feeling
sure you
about
do.
Do
that.
I
we
need
go-
to just go ahead and get a referee shirt?
Yeah,
This week?
yeah. You know, I need rep shirts and everything. It's gonna get ugly, cause
Yeah, you might get some
We'll
flags.
get
Some
some flags.
we
flags.
gonna
might
get some
have a
flags on
red
the
flag or
whistles.
two.
Yeah. So
I'ma
we
bring
gonna
out
touch
the
on that,
soccer
and
card.
So that's next week's show.
that's
Yeah,
next week.
next
Yeah,
week,
because
next week.
I wasn't sure. You know how you do.
I know.
You know how you do. You
I know.
show up, you come, you go.
Yeah, like I'm Tommy.
You
Yeah.
really
Rest in
might
peace.
be Tommy.
I sometimes cut a word.
Yeah.
Do you have a job?
I know.
Oh, child.
You say you in the woods.
We don't
You
know.
said you was in the jungle deep. We don't know.
I lost a lot of weight in that jungle TV. Anybody want to do a diet plan? Come see me. I can put you on a diet plan where you lose, guaranteed to lose 11 pounds. I'm guaranteed.
Random
Y'all
number,
guarantee
but
it.
okay.
Yeah, 11.
I
You
can't
good
even,
for
I
level.
can't even
Good
get,
for
I can't,
level.
I can't get 12.
I'll tell you. No.
11 and a half.
Nah, 11.
Right.
11. It
11.3.
cuts off at 11.
I mean, but that's I mean, and hopefully next week I'm gonna invite Don from DNA Sports, him and Asa from DNA Sports. They've been on the show before.
Okay.
Actually one of our first shows, but they did a excellent roundtable last week
About the
about
NFL?
the NFL,
Okay.
the situation with the NFL, and
That's a big topic, man.
yeah. But like I say, I know we should have touched it, but I couldn't have touched that subject without you.
Oh, I feel
Because
special.
you are.
You should. You should.
In every sense of the damn word,
I feel special.
special.
I feel special like Kim Kardashian being invited
Stop
to the
it.
White House.
Stop
special.
it.
You know, I'm a
Stop
special
it.
person like that. Well,
Stop
I can talk about prison reform. You know, I feel special like that. Like,
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about that? Like,
What's that?
are y'all upset with Kim Kardashian being in the White House talking about prison reform? But, well, talking about prison reform
Does
for
she
one.
know what prison reform is?
But she
was
was
my
there. Now, I don't have a problem with her being there for what she did because she was there to advocate the
Yeah.
release
Release
of
of a lady
one
that-
specific person.
Yeah.
Meek Mill?
No.
No, that was
No,
Robert Kraft.
it's a real. It's
No,
a
no.
real case.
I mean, come
It
on.
It's a
man.
real case that
Yes.
false imprisonment. And this sentence needs to be overturned. And
Yeah.
that's what she was bringing awareness to, which is good. It's
Yeah.
just. Are you surprised though?
What's
With
that?
Yes, I'm very surprised,
no.
especially who her husband is.
no, not
Yes,
talking about
who
that.
probably
I'm
haven't
saying-
watched. Did he know that she was going for that reason?
But I'm saying her being invited by the person that invited her. Are you surprised? Because this person don't really understand
But
the
they're
office
both-
that he's in. So of course he would invite in people that don't really understand what they talking about.
They're both
don't know.
reality
I can't-
stars.
I-
They
Exactly.
both are reality
And this
TV
their show.
stars.
This-
Exactly.
This is their platform.
But I can't
Yeah.
attack her. I can't attack her for
Not-
for having. She has a voice. She
Yeah.
has power. She
Yeah.
knows her power.
But I mean,
And
yeah,
she
you're
using
trying
it
to use
to
it for
good.
a good cause.
Exactly.
It's a good thing. It's
So
just,
therefore, I'm like, why are we attacking her for
No.
doing something? Like she was out here telling girls to get. She's not telling girls to get on poles, and we are
She was telling
holding
them
up.
to do-
We are
no,
holding.
technically she didn't tell them that either.
Subliminally, she told them to
No,
make
she
sex
did
tapes
not.
and
She-
you
she
get
did not.
starred in the world.
She technically did not
Subliminally,
tell
she
them
didn't
that.
say it
Yeah,
that
but
way.
she
Huh?
She didn't say follow my business
She,
model. That's
she
what
actually
she said.
said,
Follow my
don't
business
do
model.
it, but they didn't listen.
They signed $100 million check. So if you sign $100 million check,
Name her mama.
what you
said
think
it
on
was
Name
diligence.
your mama.
Let's get something
Hey,
out of
She
it.
didn't say follow my
Exactly.
business
biggest
model.
pimp.
Exactly.
A great pimp.
If you
The greatest
Come on.
pimp I've seen
in a
in a while.
long
Come
time,
on.
yes,
Hey,
yes.
she right up there with Bishop Don Juan.
Can't blame her.
What was the name? White chocolate. What was the name? She right up there with them.
If you know you got a bevy of beauties, use them.
Iceberg, Slim and them. Hey,
If you got a bevy of beauties and you know you got a bevy of beauties,
Well,
use to their ability.
They can thank the
You know your kids ain't that smart. You know they can go to Stanford, they ain't gonna go to Stanford, they ain't gonna go to UCLA.
Hey.
You know they can make more money doing
I
this.
say it in counseling all the time. We gonna play to your strength.
She stayed in
Thank you. Say it one more time.
That's how we do it in counseling. We gonna play to your strength.
Exactly.
So if I'm a sex addict,
your
I'm
son
gonna
can't-
keep hitting it.
If your son
So
can't
if I'm a
shoot,
sex addict, we need to talk about this right now.
Well,
So if I'm a sex addict, I come to you.
I open that door.
Yeah. So you gonna tell me?
Your fault.
Is it helping you or hurting you?
if you can't afford to play your game,
Hey,
your family can't afford to play your game.
While I'm playing,
Get out the game, son.
While I'm playing, it's hurting.
Hey, son, you ruined a whole lot of lives
A
and things
lot of
with your
lives
game.
ruined.
Yeah, that's hey. He said, "Play to my strength."
You know, if your-
my strength is.
If you still playing on credit card bills from the 90s because you was running
It
on
ain't helping.
those phone calls
Hey.
and on the internet charges,
1999.
so
One nine nine.
and you still paying on those credit card bills.
Missing sleep.
Hey,
Just,
and I got a quick question.
What's that?
Who y'all like in the beef?
And who?
Who you like in the beef?
I'm gonna go with turkey. I'm gonna go with
Who
turkey.
you like in the beef?
I
Who
like
you like in the
turkey.
beef?
I'm going with Drake, man. I'm Aubrey, man.
So did you hear the hold up, did you hear the reply from
I heard the
I
reply.
didn't.
Yeah.
I heard the reply.
I
But
heard
it's, you know
none
what?
of it.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
On
Okay.
purpose.
Okay.
You heard Nas and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you a
Okay.
question. Did you, after Ether,
Uh-huh.
did you hear Jay-Z's reply, super ugly?
Super ugly. It was alright.
Okay.
But Ether had
Okay.
murdered him before.
Okay, and that's exactly what I'm about to say about
Nas was
Duffy.
amazing.
No, it didn't.
Duffy
Duffy didn't
freestyle.
murder him.
Nah,
And it
Duffy
wasn't a
freestyle.
freestyle. Hold. First of all,
Okay.
Drake ain't never freestyled nothing. So
Okay.
let's and my whole and we gonna get on this.
I don't know
We gonna
who
get
it
more
was.
to this next
I don't
week
know who it was.
because this you know it. Wait, come on now. Team light skin.
Hey,
You know dark skin. How you know Drake? You black as hell. Drake. How you have black as hell and you with team
I
light
always
skin?
want to be like skinned.
He get you up out of here.
Maybe
If he win this beef, he get you up out of here.
Maybe he'll be getting like I always want to be like skinned.
If he win the beef, he get you up out of here. So how you treat?
My man behind the board has an easier life than I do.
Hey.
I'm just saying. That's what it is. And he has good hair. And he has good
Hey,
hair.
you talking to a brother ain't never been in. He ain't never been
Well, you
in.
brown skin.
Hey, Brown ain't never been in.
But you are, yes, you are. You ain't never out.
I ain't never been.
I mean, you ain't never.
I have to get the dog skinned brother trickle down when y'all don't want him. I get the cast.
It's not they like,
That's why I got good hands. That's why I had good hands as a receiver. I had to get the light skinned guy. They didn't want him. I would get him.
But
I
other
would
girls
get
say
him.
you're a good Peking 10.
Hey,
He's a good Peking
Let's
10.
ask these red ladies here.
hey. But
What say ye?
they always
Has
first.
he ever been in?
No.
Well, he got a beard now, so he didn't.
I had to get a beard to get in. I had to get a beard to get in the game.
So it ain't no hope.
There's no brown skin game. There's a beard game.
It's a beard game, yeah. I had to get a beard to get in the game. And I'm 45, so I just started growing this beard. So for 40-some years, I ain't never been in the game.
It doesn't matter how long it takes,
As long as you get in the game.
As long as you get in.
Hey, and I was ready. I've been
Put
playing.
you
Hey,
in the
I've been in
game?
practice. I've been
Telling
practicing.
coach to put you in the game.
Hey, put me in the game. Go.
Put
I can
me in,
hit the
coach.
shot.
Put
I
me
can
in,
hit that
coach.
shot. Hey, LeBron, you need me. Hey, LeBron, you need me. Hey, LeBron, you need me. I ain't gonna tell Smith you, LeBron.
Y'all leave JR alone.
I ain't gonna tell Smith you, LeBron.
Y'all leave JR
Y'all in
alone.
the league. I can't blame JR for that.
Y'all leave
Nah,
him
JR, no.
alone.
I'm just
I can't blame
focused
JR.
on. Nah,
I ain't
JR
blaming
doesn't-
Hill for that missed free throw. though.
No, he didn't miss the free throw, but he did make a bonehead play by not going to the hole.
You know what
Yeah.
look at? You remember
Yeah.
when you played basketball, and if you get the rebound, you got to go back behind the 3-point line.
That's what he was
This ain't
doing.
what happened. This ain't what happened. This ain't what happened. He playing it. We ain't playing it.
Last
We
man,
ain't playing it.
you got to take it back, man.
He played
You
it.
got to take it back.
He was having fun and he was
You got
like,
to take it back. He forgot.
He forgot.
This NBA.
This ain't old.
I ain't gotta do that.
I forgot this
Yeah,
where I've
you
been
got
for the
it.
last
Yeah.
years of my life.
We all
Not
make
Afro
mistakes,
Thunder.
man.
You right.
He wasn't on fire. He wasn't Afro Thunder.
No, he thought he was on fire. And then he had the nerve to pass the ball.
and he did it.
Oh.
That's
He didn't shoot it. He passed.
I mean, when the last time you seen him pass? That's what that. When the last time you seen him pass?
During the whole game,
He
pass the
passed
ball,
it.
JR. Please, let's
Fade away.
Stop.
Out the way.
You
Miami
cannot You cannot airball in professional basketball when no one's
But
guarding
let's
you.
be honest though. LeBron pointed toward that way, so he's like, "Oh, let me pass it over."
Oh,
there.
that's
He didn't know he was supposed. He know LeBron said, "Shoot,
LeBron- he said go."
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
so
saying,
LeBron passed it
Yeah.
over.
So, hey,
Ooh.
Poor
thank you,
JR, man.
JR.
You know,
And then he changed the story.
what did he say? I didn't
So
even see it.
in the post interview, he said, "Yeah, I thought we were trying to call a timeout.
Did they have timeouts?
Yeah,
They had one more. They
They
had
had one.
one.
They
had
more.
Why didn't LeBron call time?
He was
He was
trying.
trying to.
He was trying.
Oh,
The ref
okay.
didn't see it.
Mhm.
Okay.
He was trying.
I can see that.
And Jay, he said, I thought we would have called timeout. But in the game, he said, I thought we were in the lead.
He said that?
Yeah, you can see it on his mouth.
Him didn't know where
He ain't know it.
Hey,
It's like saying, it's
LeBron
like saying,
said,
Game.
it's like saying,
take your ass to the hole.
I feel bad for that.
Hey, man.
But I don't
But
even
like
feel
I said,
bad for JR.
But to me,
I don't feel
that was
Whatever.
the best chance for
Just
them
bring
to
it
win
to
a game.
the
yeah, if they were going to still win in Golden State, and I'm
They
definitely
might get
behind
swept
Cleveland, it would have been that game
They
right
might
there.
get swept.
Well, I think, and I think
I'm
that
okay with that.
I think Golden State played with
I'm
them,
not
too.
okay with that.
Golden
That's
State,
LA.
Golden
I
State
thought we
playing
were
with them.
cool.
And that's why I think Golden State may end up losing if they keep that up.
Like him.
I just don't. Hey, bro, if they lose to if Golden State, a team with 4 All-Stars in the starting lineup,
Then we
lose
can
to
stop the
LeBron
debate.
James,
Yeah.
there's no debate.
Then we
What,
can
what's
stop
the debate?
Okay.
We can stop it.
What is the debate?
Get that
Now,
man
it might not be a
due
debate, but
respect.
we're not gonna say it
What's the
because
debate?
we're not finna have this
No,
damn
there's no
conversation
NBA
on
LeBron.
my
Get
show.
that man
We are
due
not finna have that
respect.
damn
There's no
conversation.
LeBron James.
But
MJ
if he
Get that man
beat
due
the Golden State,
There's no LeBron James MJ debate. There's none. There's no debate about
I just
LeBron
wanna
James.
know.
if he
I just
beat
wanna know,
Golden State,
Has
If he-
anybody
when
By
he
himself.
beats Golden State.
move soft? Let's move soft for a moment
Mhm.
and just check it down. It's a little bit of comedy. Did you
and
see?
they all did
Did you see the internet meme going around?
Oh, yeah.
They were still gonna be playing till like 2055.
When he went to the store.
And he was a cyborg playing as Riley, and Uncle Drew came back. Like seriously,
I didn't see
that
one.
would be an amazing TV show. Just please don't let it
I
happen
wanted to
in
see
real
that one.
life.
I want to see that one.
Please, somebody. We need 2 other teams next year,
Hey,
just
y'all.
on GP.
Hey y'all, it's about that time.
I think it will
It's
be
that
one.
time.
We're gonna take a little break,
Oh,
and when we come for break,
I can't with y'all.
I think we're gonna have a radio show, man. We're gonna talk about something.
We talking
Y'all
about
sitting around here
stuff.
talking about this old random man shit.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Hey, it's random.
But,
Okay.
I'm just glad I had somebody
Hey,
else
but
that
hey,
can talk
but
basketball
hey,
all the
next
time.
week I need everybody to tune in next week because we are going to touch. We're gonna touch on this
Football.
this NFL ruling, this new rule in the NFL, and we're gonna touch on who's up in this beef because if Drake don't respond by this
He
weekend,
doesn't need
he's
to.
dead.
It's a wrap.
So please tune in, and hopefully I'm gonna have Don and Asa from DNA Sports. I'm trying to get both of them in to come in. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna have this conversation, but we're gonna have a break. And when we come back from the break, we're gonna ask the question: why are men still crying in the dark?
Are they playing piano? I'm sorry.
Pull the plug. You pull the plug.
Well, y'all stay.
Pull the plug.
It was
It's not that- because it's commercial. This commercial can play. I wanted to play.
Oh, yeah.
They have a lot of hilarious memes.
Oh,
He needs
yeah,
to face mush.
They do. You see the one when he run to the liquor store?
Huh?
You see the meme when he runs to the liquor store? You saw it?
So,
No.
Oh, man. hold on.
I almost got in trouble by my wife this morning. I laughed so hard at the memes.
Man, y'all don't leave jail.
Is it the liquor store one?
Oh,
Let me
man.
tell you. That
I should have told you what it was. No, I thought y'all saw it.
Okay.
JR said, this not the Knicks.
Hey, yo,
Those
stupid.
are the gifts I've been using. Every time somebody mention him, I just put up one from the
Yeah.
from the Knicks. Like,
Yeah.
there's a reason. There's a reason.
He said, oh, we not in Boston no more?
No.
I was so hurt, man. I was hurt. I said, dang, man. My man's LeBron, 51. 8 assists,
Yeah.
8 rebounds. Thompson was doing his thing. Thompson came in. Love came through. Everybody else didn't really.
That's tough.
Well, JR, he's good for one.
He's
Every
good
series,
for one.
he's good for
The
one.
only way he's
Every
going to be able to
series.
make up for this is if he makes 24 points for the next 4 games. That's the only way.
He needs to do 24 for the rest of his career in Cleveland. That's the only way.
That's the only way.
That's the only way.
That's the only way. Please let me see it.
Oh,
If he just and was on the phone.
No, my phone has
I said the only way he can recover is he takes 24.
I know he can give me 10 dollars.
He got to pull his weight.
Yeah, you gotta pull more than his weight.
Yeah.
Stop it. You don't remember the finish.
We weren't getting food?
I thought we was.
You weren't getting drink? Oh, okay.
Done.
that is awesome.
Ron was like, I just asked you if you wanted food. I was like,
I'm done.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah. And these people, yeah. I said, he's not going to be able to live it down. And when he did it, though, all I could think was, he feels so good right now. He feel bad, but he feel like, dang, at least they didn't realize I missed that second food.
It's totally different.
and then,
Y'all want any
there's
water?
another one.
Any water, anybody? Want water? Water?
I
You
appreciate
sure
that.
is a nice guy.
Oh, you so nice.
Who trained you?
Yeah, keep him. Hey,
Who trained you?
that's the first time I've been offered water.
Get your own time. Get your own time. You get all the water you want. Okay, when we come back, y'all gonna do your intro. And I'm gonna tell you to shut the music off. He gonna come in with his poem.
He got a minute 40.
He gonna come in with his song.
Introduce him, talk him up. Introduce him, talk him up, and then let him do his phone.
I just want him to do the
Don't
poem.
let him do the phone. Let people know who he is first. And then introduce him, talk him up. And then let him do it. They got a phone there once a year, and then let him do a phone.
Hey, Detroit, Royce. It's Royce. Did you hear his new
5'9".
shit? Have you heard his new shit?
No.
Oh boy, you slipping.
They was just telling me, like, I
Oh, man.
had to hear this Kanye thing because I wanted to see what he was
You
doing.
listen to it?
I did. I didn't listen to all of it, but
What, new Kanye?
Is it fine?
some of it was actually really.
Oh, don't tell me it's fine. I don't want to hear it.
You know what?
I don't want to know it's
Tons,
fine.
man.
Because I'm trying not to listen to it.
Yeah. I feel y'all mad. I had to.
But you gotta listen to the divorce.
I'ma listen.
Book of Voice. Oh my
Oh,
God.
you don't listen to Kanye?
You didn't hear the whole Kanye thing?
This
I
side.
need you
Yeah,
gotta
I heard it, but I
I forgot you
about that.
I forgot you racist.
I'm gonna
I
talk to you about
forgot you
that.
racist.
Okay, I'm racist.
I forgot you racist.
If you take what somebody says,
I forgot you Republican.
I'm Republican. I'm
You are
a
Republican.
listen. You gotta listen to what people say. They are.
I've listened to what
You
he
might
said.
not
He don't
like-
know what the fuck he said.
I don't know.
He don't know what he
Okay, let me ask
said.
you a question. If I tell you that you can either do this or you can do that, no matter what that consequence is, do you have a choice?
It's Nuggets in.
He didn't have a choice. He
Yeah,
had a choice.
yes, you do.
He had a
Nuggets in.
choice.
The
Okay.
turn us up, do something.
Even though no matter how bad it is.
We're not plugged in.
Who?
That's you.
Welcome back to the shop. Talking randomish. We're in the building. Dial 404-603-8770 if you're in my mama basement. Not my mama basement because my mama dead for one, and she doesn't have a basement. Anyway, when she was alive. Dial 888-926-7562. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's go.
Hey, what's going on? We back in the barbershop. I want to introduce my homeboy, my brother, my side dog, my guy, Larry the Legend, Larry Sheets.
Yeah. Welcome in, Larry. What you gonna do for us, Larry? We heard that we heard you quite gifted there, Larry.
I'm gifted in the word.
You gifted in the word.
Gifted in the word.
Everybody is, man.
Amen to that.
So you got something for us?
I got something for it.
Please give it to us.
It's called I Can't Breathe. I can't breathe. My lungs are working perfectly and oxygen is being pulled into my body, but I can't breathe. My mind flies at the speed of light, hoping to find that one breath, the one that will calm my beating heart, the one that will soothe my crying soul, the one that will stop my shaking hands, the one that allows me to exhale. See, this morning I didn't want to get out of bed, and last night I didn't want to lay down, because when I close my eyes to rest, the voices inside begin to rise, and the coming tide that washes over me tosses me like waves on a cliff, and it strips me of my joy, of my being, of myself. Lost in the waves of pain that flow over my head and slowly pull me to the bottom, trying desperately to catch my breath one more time and not surrender, but each breath comes harder than the last, and each wave comes stronger than before, and my eyes look to the shore, and I see the beach is crowded with family and friends, so perhaps this time won't lead to my end, but no one seems to notice. They tell me just to tough it out and that real men don't cry, that it's only in my head, that if I truly believed in God that I would be alright, that after the night comes the dawn, or they sing my favorite hymn by R.E.M. that everybody hurts, and what makes me worth the effort to come and save, just shut up and be brave and deal with it. But I can't breathe. So I close my eyes and try to catch my breath, because I know it's only a test that I have failed before. So to the Most High I implore, please God, no more. Like the Scarecrow in The Wiz, I can't win. So God, if it's a sin that I let this life end, then please forgive me, for I can't see how this can turn out. It's the 15th round in a 12-round bout. The ref is giving me a standing 8 count. And I know that all things work to the good of those who love the Lord, but my heart is broken, and I'm too soft-spoken to cry. Perhaps it's best that I don't try. Stop asking why. Let what will be, be. For you see, I can't breathe.
No.
I'm about to get some snaps, bro. I have a light out, pull a light out right now, bro.
Hey.
And smoke a doobie.
I walked into a bookstore. When the last time anybody walked into a bookstore?
Last week.
There's a library.
I walked into a bookstore and I saw this book. I went into the African American literature section.
Oh yeah.
I went with the black folk right there. And I saw this book by Michael Baisden, Men Cry in the Dark. I remember this poem. Larry sent me this poem after he did it. I probably started to cry. I was about to. When I heard this poem. Turn it down just a little bit, please, for me. And then, me and my brother, we was sitting around and we was having a conversation on the phone. And the conversation got deep. We talked. And it was about, well, my brother just got promoted. And the conversation we had before that, I felt the happiness, the joy. And I was envious of the happiness and the joy that he was feeling. Because at that point, I'm like, why in the hell do I not have this happiness and joy? And how can I find this happiness and joy in my life that my brother had found? He had got something that he has been working so hard for. He had finally got it. He had finally reaped the rewards of his hard work. Before that is when this poem came. He had finally reaped the hard work, but before that, some things had happened in his life. And when I walked into this store and I saw this book called Men Cry in the Dark, I had read this book like in the 90s on the boat. And in this book, yes, and if you've seen the cover, and I wish I had the cover of this book, there's a man, a black man, crying on this. And in the book, there is, if I remember it correctly, the struggles of a man going through life. Yeah. And Men Cry in the Dark, and I'm going to show it to you. If y'all want to see what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about. Men Cry in the Dark.
Rick is showing the shot to everybody who's on Facebook.
And it's a book by Michael Baisden, who's also in Atlanta radio. Y'all hear Michael Baisden talk. He's before he became a talk show host, he was a critically acclaimed author. This was one of his books. He also had a book called Maintenance Man. Yes, that's what it means. And but when I saw this book, I hit probably everybody that's sitting here right now and said, this is going to be the name of this show, Men Cry in the Dark. But the real question is, why in the hell are we men, as men, still crying in the dark? There's so much out here for us. These two beautiful people, for what they do, they're here. I have them here for a reason. I call them, I text them frantically, I need you. And they're here. There are apps why are we as men still crying in the dark? But that came after a long conversation that me and my brother have. And Larry, do you mind if we revisit some of this conversation?
Oh, I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. Earlier this year, we were just going through, just putting the grind on. I work at the post office, been trying to make postmaster, finally made it. Worked at the plant, did a lot of moving and grooving, trying to, son graduating. A lot of pressure at the house, just trying to make sure the family's doing what the family's supposed to do. Priority one is always home.
Yeah.
As a man, you're always taught, you come second.
Yeah.
You come last. Everybody first.
Family's first.
Family always first. So every decision I ever made for 22 years has been house first, Larry last.
Yeah.
But I've had battles with depression, been fighting it through since high school. Lost my dad at 7. Just struggled with a lot of issues. But it wasn't until I always had a way to get out of it. Hit that dark spot, sit down, write. Some of my best words come from being in that dark place. This year, I couldn't find my way out of the rabbit hole. The rabbit hole got too deep. So until I reached out to a therapist, and
Hold up. And I hate to interrupt you,
No.
but this is crucial to me in this story. One morning you got up and went to work. What happened?
I cried from the driveway to the parking lot.
Where do you live and where were you working?
I live in Conyers and I drive to Douglasville.
So that's an hour.
That's an hour ride.
Yeah.
Hold up.
That's an hour
At-
ride.
That's an hour
At
ride.
what
For those people who
time
don't know.
did you leave home?
I left home. I was supposed to be working at 11. Left home at 9:30. So probably about an hour and a half ride
Yeah.
with
that's a
traffic.
drive.
It was dark.
You don't live in the Atlanta area.
So
It was dark.
So from the time I pulled out of my driveway to the time I pulled into the parking lot, just uncontrolled.
Yeah.
Just blessed that I got to work safely. And that was the day I told my co-supervisor, I said, these are my passwords. If something stupid pop off, this is how you get into all the stuff. You have access to everything I got. He cocked his head, looked at me kind of strange. He said, you all right? I said, I'm not, but I'm trying to be.
Mhm.
So he pulled me to the side. He gave me a card for EAP, called EAP, dealt with them, and I got a therapist. And she sent me back to work the next day. She said, this is what I want you to do today. I want you to, when everybody comes to you, say, I'm not Superman today. My job is to save Larry.
Yeah.
And Larry is worth being saved. And that was the phrase that kicked in. Because it wasn't, I didn't feel worthy to be saved. My job is to do the saving.
Yes. That's
Not to be saved.
Thank you. That's what we raised as a man. As a man,
As a
that's
man,
what you're taught to do.
My job
You're the
is to
savior.
be the
I got a
savior.
question for
Yeah.
you in a minute because of where you are in your life
I know.
and what you do in your life.
But let me ask him a question though.
Go ahead.
Like, was there one thing that triggered you that before you got into your car and those tears started coming? Was there
Yep.
one thing that triggered it?
That's the crazy thing. There was nothing that triggered it.
Nothing.
Good morning. You had that dread getting up going somewhere.
Yeah.
And it was hectic. And when I get there, I knew the world was gonna be on my shoulders that day, like every other day.
Yeah.
So you deal with it. That morning, I couldn't deal with it. So when I got in the car, pulled out the driveway, as soon as I took that right out of the subdivision, the tears just started flowing. And it was just, okay, what is this?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't stop. And even when I got to work that day, it didn't stop. I pulled my postmaster to the side, pulled him in the office and told him, listen, I'm not where I need to be today, but I know I got to close. Nobody's going to be here at the end of the day. So I'm going to disappear for a little while. Just, I don't need everybody seeing this.
Yeah.
So, like I said, then I talked to my other supervisor who I trust, and I told him, these are the passwords. If something stupid happened, he looked at me and I said, listen, we all make bad decisions. And I said, in the mood I'm in right now, I'm probably going to make a bad decision. I said, but I need to go and talk to somebody before I make a bad decision. So once I made that decision, put everything back in perspective, called my pastor, had a long conversation with him, put everything back in perspective, and when I got to my counselor, that day, not that day, it was a couple weeks later, it was still, you can't save the world. Don't let them put that pressure on you. And that was the pressure. I got to save the world at home. I got to save the world on the job. When I get to be saved.
Well, did you get promoted after? You say you got promoted. Did you get promoted after
I
or
got-
before?
I got promoted after.
Now, this is why I ask you that question. Because the stigma with a lot of black men
Mhm.
feel that it's going to stop them from being promoted if they start coming out and saying they're going through emotional phase in their life.
And
Because it shows weakness that they feel.
that is
He
the,
can't handle this.
that is
Yes.
the beauty of EAP.
Yeah,
Because
that's great.
it's confidential.
Yeah.
So I told her, and they were like, well, we want you to come out here and meet. I said, I can't do that. I said, that's where my bosses are,
Mhm.
and I'm up for a lot of interviews.
Yes.
And the first question is, how do you handle pressure?
Yeah.
I thrive in pressure. Pressure doesn't,
It's
you
not
know,
the pressure that's getting to you.
it's not the pressure. I thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why everything falls on my shoulder, because
Yeah.
I can keep my head while in chaos. But if you don't have an outlet for it, and that's where the problem came in. My outlet was my writing. But I've never been that low, that deep in the rabbit hole where I couldn't bring myself out of it.
Yeah.
So I had to understand, I told Rick, I said, I had to be strong enough to say, I got to get some help.
Yeah.
I got to get some help.
That's
Now,
good.
now,
You did.
in the midst of this conversation, I asked Larry a question. Y'all know I'm a fool. So I said, Larry, I just got a new phone. And in this new phone, it allows me to accept phone calls. Now, why didn't you call me? But before he can even answer the question, I answered the question to myself. Because all the stuff that I go through, I hadn't called anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you
I didn't call nobody.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to answer the question because I knew the answer to the riddle.
Yeah.
because I don't call
We
anybody.
do the same
And,
thing. We
and
all
I'm
do.
steady going through some stuff, and I live by myself.
Yeah.
So there's many nights I cry in the dark.
Yeah, but see, that crying in the dark by yourself, but crying in the dark with your wife and your son in the other room. Because they looking to me
To me, that's even
to
harder.
be the strength.
Yeah, to me, that's
You
even
know what I'm
harder.
saying?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes,
So-
'cause
so-
you can't. You feel like you can't.
You
Cry.
can't.
Yeah.
You can't show that.
You can't show
And I'm not. I hate to keep saying
Yeah.
weakness because that's what's been drilled
Yes,
into our
yes,
head.
yes.
But I have to say it. You can't show that side of you. I put it
Yes.
that way.
There you go.
Because
Yes.
you're vulnerable.
Because it is told to us growing up, it is a sign of weakness.
How can I expect you to
Yes.
save me if you can't feel?
If you
I
can't-
can feel like
If
you can't
you
save
can't
me.
save yourself, how can you save
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my dad died at 7, the first conversation I had, I was pulled to the side and told, "You the man of the house now."
Oh, that's
At
pressure.
7
Man.
years
That's
old.
pressure.
At 7.
We don't know how much pressure we put on our kids
Yeah.
when we tell them that.
So it was just,
Parentification.
listen, you the man now. At 7, how am I gonna take care of my mom and my little brother?
Yeah.
At 7. So you take that pressure and you wear it every day, every day. And my wife going through, she's a school teacher, so you know how crazy it is.
So you don't even feel right saying, well, I'm going through too.
So I gotta take her weight.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the day when she going through, she calls to put that on me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm wearing it. So I got her weight on, my
In my
weight
car.
on, my son's weight on, and I'm like, I'm slowly drowning, and that's how I felt. I felt like I was drowning,
Yeah.
and it was just it was a
In the
terrifying
car.
feeling to think that my only option was to go ahead and surrender and let it happen.
Another thing is that, I guess I feel like women, and I'm going to speak for women, which I probably shouldn't, but I feel like women don't understand that. Like,
You're not sexy enough.
I know.
I know you done got a little slam.
I got some. I'm sexy. I am sexy.
But you're not. You don't. You don't. Just,
I got the bald head too,
But that's.
and I got smooth skin.
Okay, so you
Okay, my bad. So,
Just to let you
so
know.
back to that. So yeah, back to where we were. My bad. Got caught up on myself then. Why? I started liking myself too much.
You didn't touch yourself. Did you?
Pineapple.
I rubbed my arm a little bit.
Did you need a moment?
I rubbed my arm a little bit.
Pineapple.
Do we need to leave? Let me give you a moment.
But my bad. But back to what I was saying is that, you're there for your wife, but she, a lot of times when women speak to us, they don't understand that we can't just sit and listen. We're trying to solve your problem. Even if you don't want us to solve your problem,
Yeah.
you just want us to listen to you voice your opinion or you're stressed about that day, we're automatically, internally, trying to figure out how to solve that problem
That
for
was a
you.
picture.
So that's more things that's coming on your plate.
There was a picture
Yeah.
I wish I could have found. They posted it on Facebook one time, and this picture, which I think would have been a better picture, but this men crying in the dark. It just said something to me. But in this picture, there's a man his lady is in the bed, and she's on her back, she's sleeping comfortably. He's sitting on the bed like this.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all don't see me, he's sitting on the bed like this. And he
Rick
has a
is doing
chick-
the thinking, man.
I know he's in the thinker post.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting on the bed like this, and it basically was saying, while y'all asleep,
Yeah.
these are the things that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And when I saw that picture, it immediately took me back to when I was at home,
Mm-hmm.
and while my babies and my lady was asleep, I sit out there, sometimes with the controller in my hand.
Yeah.
Even when you're playing video games, you're thinking.
Dog, and
That
it's not-
helps you relieve stress, what you're thinking.
I have found myself many a times just with the controller in my hand,
Just
not
lost.
playing jack,
Nothing.
Yeah.
because my mind is trying to figure out how do I figure this thing out.
Yeah.
My question is, why in the hell are we as men, and I'm not just saying black men, because I know some of my Caucasian brothers who are going through the same thing because they've been taught the same way.
Yeah, redneck ain't gonna cry for you.
No. Stretch don't care about redneck.
Redneck ain't gonna cry for you.
Don't care about none of it. And they're gonna come back to a question that you will. Why are we still doing this? Because we have people like we have shrinks. The rapists, as my homeboy like to call it.
The rapists.
Of mental.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Thanks for
It's
clarifying.
Bill Cosby Jr.
of the mind.
The rapists of the mind.
I'm like, okay, what's going on?
But like I say, there are even apps. There's an app called, I think, TalkSpace.
Yeah, talk space. My
Yeah.
cousin.
TalkSpace, where you can go on an app, find a therapist that fits what you are. You can text them, and you can refer back to them. There are
Hotline.
hotlines. There are this. There is that. There is this.
Anonymous. It's all anonymous.
Yes.
Why are we still crying in the dark? Why is there still such a stigmatism, especially? And I'm on. And the only reason I'm gonna say this is because this is the only thing I know about being a black man. Why in the hell are black men still crying in the dark? Therapist, this is y'all show. Do what you do.
And this might.
Go ahead.
So I'm and I have an interesting relationship with crying, but because I was fed those messages of not crying as a young man, and I think I was 22, 23 was when I actually began to understand that how healthy crying was. So in terms of the why, right? It is what Saint said. It is the weakness. It is the stigma. It is all of those other things that come with it and how other people perceive us. And so you ask why, right? We still.
Before you answer that question, well, I'm good at this.
Go
I'm
ahead.
getting good at this thing, boy. I'm getting good at this thing, boy. Somebody just walked in the barbershop.
You can't cut them off for somebody
No.
walking in the barbershop.
Yeah.
I was all in there. You had me drawn in like.
But get what? You gonna come back. You gonna come back and see what he
Yeah.
say. You gonna come back and see what he say.
Is this our boy?
Who walk in?
What you need? What you want? I'm sure it is.
What's
How
up?
are you? How are
What's
you?
the deal, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God. Hey, I'll take that. Hey,
Yes.
can I get that?
All it means is free tacos. I said it just means I'm gonna get a free taco because they're gonna steal a game.
What's going on, man?
I like that Larry's counselor told him that you're not Superman and you need to save Larry. Because what that counselor told you essentially was to face reality. There are things that you can and cannot do and should not do for your well-being.
That's good.
Is that an accurate assessment of the facts, Larry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very accurate.
And you're using cry in the dark as a metaphor for not speaking out loud about what's going on with the individual. But what more people should know is that it is good to cry in the dark sometimes, but don't let that be all that you're doing. You know, if you're crying in the dark alone and you're not addressing your problems out loud to the people that care about you, do it in meditation. Do
Yeah.
But-
do relieve it.
They do.
But Eric, can I ask you a question?
And toxins.
Can I ask you? You're a father, right?
Yeah.
How many boys you got?
2,
How many times have you told them this?
3.
How many?
Sorry, Tamiko.
Hold on. You don't know. Hold on. See, that's a whole nother problem. I got some.
Hey, hold on, time out.
I got some counselors right here for you, Eric. You need to come in here and sit down. That's the first problem.
Time out for a minute. Eric, Tamiko ain't even know you left him out. He
No,
probably thought you left that one out.
Yeah.
Why you adding that Tamiko? Now Tamiko got a beef with you like, damn, Daddy, and you had to say my name.
Then you got a problem. First of all, my
Nice.
question is, have you told them the same thing you're telling us?
I have, because they're all of the age where those kind of conversations. They're all teenagers now,
Okay.
and prior to them becoming teenagers, very close to them, I made it clear to them what the value is of crying,
Mm-hmm.
and what the value is of struggling with your problems alone, so that you can project them clearly to the people who will help you with your problems.
Well, see, I'm just understanding the power of crying because I'm a person that can't cry.
I can't.
For some reason,
I
I can't
can't
cry. But
I
my
cannot.
son,
Well,
my son, who football player, me and one of his coaches, I never forget. We had a very strong conversation because my son used to get hurt, fall down, and cry. He used to tell me, "Don't cry, don't cry." I stopped. I pulled him to the side after practice one day. I said, "Hold up.
Yeah.
Don't tell my son do not cry."
Mhm.
Now, if he's crying for a legitimate reason,
Yeah.
I need
Find
him to
out what
cry.
it is.
I need him to work through it and be okay. But if he crying for some mess, now we need to suck that up and keep it going. But don't stop him because one thing I knew is I was taught not to cry. And bruh, with the few exceptions and this poem was one of these exceptions that brought something out of me. Losing my grandmother brought something out of me. But I have always had to be that guy.
Yeah.
A lot of the conversation, when things are going on in my family, my phone rings a lot.
He's a strong guy.
I don't feel it.
And some days, my question is, who in the hell is here for me?
See, and that's going back to your point. Like,
Hold
I
on,
know
let
the last.
Eric get through so I can get him out my barbershop so he
Okay,
can pay
go
the
ahead.
cashier and everything.
Do
Uh-huh.
folks, did you have experiences in life where folks asked you inside your family, how are you doing, Rick?
That's the problem right there.
You have that, but are they sincere? And that's the thing that you wonder about when people are asking you that. Are they sincere or is it just one of those passerby questions? Hey, cuz I haven't seen you in a while. Everything straight?
No, but see, that's the problem.
No one
Guess
does
what?
that.
Guess what? I have always got that question from a woman outside of the situation. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day.
Whole nother one.
We're not finna get that now. But Eric, I need you to hurry up and get out my barbershop because you done did it again.
Was that a prostitute last year?
There you go. There you go.
Stop it. She might have been.
Nah, go ahead, Eric.
I like to elaborate on what I said about how one of the functions of crying is to relieve tension.
It does.
I like to elaborate on that. And then the other thing I like to say is that, people sometimes cry in the dark because they aren't dealing with reality.
Yes.
And they're dealing with frustration. And
Yes.
frustration is not going to get you anywhere.
Yes.
And then the last thing I want to say is, Georgia Power's rates are kind of high.
Thank you.
Hey, get out my barbershop, see the cashier.
Fade
We'll
him up,
see you
fade
next
him
week.
out.
See you next
All right,
week.
man.
Man, thank you. You are not alone in that.
Now,
When you was talking about, like, not crying, man, like I say, I haven't cried since October 16th, 2008.
Yeah,
the day my mom died.
Was it who passed?
And the reason I cried was because my older cousin, and she knows she is, she hugged me. And I was in my uniform, soldier, go down, senior NCO, I go down to the hospital. My mom is in an induced coma. She's not coming out of it. Everyone telling me, hey, this is it for her. And I'm like stone faced. I'm there for my sisters, hugging my sisters, holding my sisters. I got y'all, I got y'all, I got y'all. My cousin just grabbed me, and I just let everything go. I couldn't control it.
because that was a person that you felt that you could be vulnerable in.
It just melted,
Yeah.
man. I melted like butter.
Yeah.
So when he said about the tension, he is 100% correct because on the date of her funeral, on the day of a funeral, the burial.
Okay.
I
yeah.
didn't cry.
The show started.
And I had like one of the worst headaches in my freaking life that I could not get rid of. It was just all this tension built up. So that's very much true about the crying and releasing the tension.
But you know that goes back to us as men. We have to trust each other.
Yeah.
Because the first question Rick asked me was, "Why didn't you call me?
Mhm.
Why didn't you call me?" And my answer was, "I know all you dealing with.
You don't
I
want to
can't give you no more.
Oh, I better curse.
I
Yeah.
can't put no more on your shoulders. So I'm already receiving on mine extra.
Yeah.
So I can't take my extra and give it to you."
Yeah.
He said, "But that's what I'm here for." He said, and as a man, I'm the same way. I told him, whenever you need me, you call. I have to put mine on the back burner so I can focus on yours. But just like you said, in my head, I'm still trying to work out how I'm going to fix it for him.
Yeah, you still trying to fix
I'm
his now.
I'm fixing his now.
Yeah, now you doing Superman for him now.
So I had to understand that I got to talk to somebody who not wanting anything from me.
Yeah.
Who, and not saying that Rick wanted anything from
No.
me, but I wasn't going to put that extra weight on Rick's shoulder. So when I got my therapist, I can put the weight on hers because that's what she's paid for.
Yeah, that's what she gets. Yeah.
So once I did that, and I went back to work, and I don't want anybody to think, because Rick said once I got promotion, that was it.
No.
That ain't it.
No.
I still got to figure out how we're gonna pay for Kennesaw State.
Yep.
How we're gonna make this move happen in 2 weeks? Because right now I drive 2 hours to work, 2.5
Yeah,
home,
that's a ride, man.
and it ain't
That's
nothing
right.
like stress traffic.
Oh,
Traffic
I-
stress.
I have that ride.
Oh my
I know
God.
that ride.
Oh, and the thoughts in the head, I still have issues that I'm working through. So it just wasn't a job. It's still just understanding that I'm just a man.
Yeah.
And not Superman.
That's good. Man. I'm gonna have to use that. I'm gonna take that one with me, man. I'm really gonna have to take that one with me. I'm not Captain America. I'm not a Black Panther. I need to be Thanos.
Hey, Savage.
Draw the damn world.
And he cried.
Did you see that? Oh, I know this is what I'm saying. I know we
my
got to
bad,
about
my bad.
that. But look, I am hot about Infinity War. Okay, my bad.
And he cried.
Oh, he
There's
did
two.
cry.
He cried because he was hurt.
Yeah, he hurt.
And he had.
But he had to do it for the
He
greater
cried
good.
and he got what needed to be done.
For the greater good.
Done.
For the greater good.
But you asked and I'm gonna just briefly mention what
Thanos
happened.
cried.
Crime
That's why
releases
y'all here.
tension, right?
Uh-huh.
It releases tension and it releases toxins. There's certain types of crime. So we're talking about crime when with that stress buildup.
Yeah.
And so that that crime that kind of frustrates you, or that crime that comes from frustration, sadness. It usually releases toxins, right? And this actually, as I was listening, I was thinking. I'll tell you the why, right? It's related to something you mentioned, right? We worry so much about, and I think this is men specifically, about not what other people, but what other people think, right?
Yeah.
And it's two things. We worry about other people.
Yeah.
Sometimes what they think or what they have on their plate. That's why we don't ask for help. I don't want to be burdened, right? And I think even evolutionary, and I just thought about this, so we talk random-ish, right? Think about when you're crying, right? It's usually you're relaxed.
Yeah.
As men, especially as black men, I can't talk about other people, right?
Yes.
We have to be on the ready. We have to be on guard. You cannot be on ready with your eyes blurry and tense, right? I mean, not and relaxed.
Yeah.
So we're tense. Crying is not something. Crying is the opposite of tension.
Yeah.
And so we're relaxed. Like I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I don't want to have to get in a fight while I'm crying. I'm not going to be ready.
Hey, that's when you fight the best. I don't know now.
I don't know.
Wait. Oh, no, wait. You didn't see it.
I done seen him.
You tired?
It's not a. It's
Tired
not.
being tired.
That's an anger
It's,
cry.
yeah, and it's not. But you're not. It's not control.
It's a different kind of cry.
It's not control, and so we don't want to look uncontrolled and not in control.
Yeah.
I got a question, because this is what I dealt with. Especially, this is one of the main reasons I cried that daughter. How do women, and we got two lovely ladies.
Okay,
How do you view
Miss
your
Jackson.
man if he cries?
Miss Jackson and Miss Starlight.
If he cries.
It's Miss Jackson if you're nasty.
Oh, my bad. I ain't nasty.
Oh, man, yeah.
I'm a good guy. Ladies.
Ladies, we got about
This
3
y'all.
minutes. Is y'all.
This all y'all.
Honestly, for me, this is Starlight speaking, of course. If I ever see a man cry, one, I'm thinking, okay, there has to be a reason because typically you don't see men cry. So I'm gonna go in for the reason, and that's only because of my upbringing. I was trained and raised by strong women who understood the men in their life and would allow them the moment of vulnerability, even if after they had their moment, they, basically smacked them on the back of the head, like, okay, suck it up, you got your moment out, now get in it, get back in the game and do what you need to do.
I can't cry.
But, no, you were allowed your moment, but it was like, okay, once you got your moment,
You don't
then
want
get
to cry.
clarity.
We got two responses.
One more time,
We got time for me. We got time for the response.
No,
We gotta let her finish.
no, because from what I saw being raised, it was you allow them to have that moment, but it comes sometimes a lot of the things is like, okay,
Jasmine, I need
did
to
you
allow.
get it? Did you get it out? And it's like, if you resolved it, okay, we resolved it. Did you get it plain? Because like y'all said, men, y'all try to fix it. So most of the time, if a man has resolved it in himself, then he should have started a plan. So me, the type of woman I am, like for me, I'm thinking like, okay, if you got that plan, how can I help you get to that plan? And so my point, I'm thinking, okay, let's get on the path of getting whatever we need to get done.
Okay.
You got
Miss
2
Jackson.
minutes, Miss Jackson.
This is a part
Cause
two.
I'm nasty.
This is
Yeah,
part
we're gonna
two.
come back to it.
We can't finish this
Yeah,
entire,
right.
but I think we have a responsibility as women to.
The question was, how do you view the men?
Yes.
Hold
And that's
on, y'all. Hold on.
We have
Give
a
it a
responsibility
sign.
to make sure that we don't view them as weak. We have to view you as a human being who has emotions, and as black women, we are trained to be independent, to think men should be independent, and if that is a problem, then we need to stop talking, listen more often, and to be there for men.
100%.
That's the best I can do in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Exactly.
We're gonna give you more time to tell the truth.
So,
We're gonna give you a whole tell the truth
So
time.
in conclusion, the two ladies at this round table discussion can see a man as the human he is, and if by chance we catch him in a moment when he is doing it horrible.
Vulnerability is not.
That's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying for the two ladies that are here, that's how we see it.
You said some things that
And then slap him.
I ain't got time.
I said
I ain't got time.
Slap him on the butt like a coach. Get back in there. Play that game. Get back in the game.
My
Done crying.
brother. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Mr. Larry.
Thank you for coming through. This
Larry the
We
poem
ain't gonna
guy,
stop.
not Larry the cable guy.
we ain't gonna stop doing this. We're not gonna stop doing this because if I don't get nothing else accomplished from talking random ish,
We need to
I'm gonna
talk
make
about
sure we as black men, we as men, are getting the help we need so we can be better at what we do.
True.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Miss Jackson. Thank you, Eric. It's a pleasure once again.
Hey man.
We gotta get it.
Hey dog.
Gotta get it.
Welcome back, baby.
I'm always back.
Hey man. It's about that time.
Mr. Starlight.
We gonna clean the clippers,
Actually.
sweep the floors. Larry the poet, you got the bathroom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We out.
You try to clean that.
Hey, we gotta move quicker. We gotta move quicker. We gotta move quicker.
Moving.
And we still rolling, so if y'all talking about it.
What's going on, baby?
What's the deal?
It's still live. How you doing? Yeah, go ahead and get on.
Hey, what's good, man?
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Follow me at NY_TK.
That's real, man. What's up?
What's up? How y'all doing, man? Y'all was lit.
I appreciate that.
Oh,
yeah.
That's how I do. You
Y'all
have
got talking.
everybody passionate. Hey, how you
Still
doing?
rolling. So if anything-
Still rolling. It's gonna be a part 2, cause
Definitely.
I don't know, Starlight was wholly honest.
Yeah, we gonna have to be back on part 2 later. Sorry.